Hey guys, I'm hopping back on here for a little life update and a serious discussion about some deeply personal issues of mine. And it might be a little rambly, it might be a little all over the place, but hopefully you're able to follow along and maybe take something from it. I wish I was on here saying that I have been doing exceptionally well. I have picked up extremely healthy habits, and my life has been so different ever since quitting social media. And the truth is, well, not the truth. That's not the reality of this situation at all. Um, and I think that's why I've decided to hop on here, because if I had good news to share, I probably wouldn't share it right away. So, about a little over 4 weeks ago, hardly, which is like shocking to me. I feel like it's been way longer than 4 weeks that I've been off of social media, but I haven't. I uploaded that video about quitting social media on the 21st, and it is now I believe the 24th of January. So it's only been a few days after. Sorry, my low battery thing came on. So I will just start off this video saying right off the bat, I've relapsed. And I say relapsed because I have an addiction to the internet. And I just have a very addictive personality. It's more than just the internet, it's more than just social media. This addictive personality that I have manifests itself in many different bad habits, such as alcoholism, drugs, partying, you know, porn. I mean, it's just, it's unfortunately really bad. And it's not something I'm proud to admit, but it's something that I'm willing to admit to hopefully help any of you out there that are watching this. So, sorry, I'm just kind of glancing at the very, very brief notes that I made. A few days ago, I got back on Grindr, and to some of you that might not sound like a big deal, but for me it was, because I hadn't been on Grindr in a couple of months, and I had a really on and off relationship with Grindr. I would only ever be on it for short periods of time, and then I would get off because I realized it just wasn't fulfilling, and I was on it for the wrong reasons. And then the last time that I decided to quit or delete it, I thought, that was it. I will never get on again. Because deep down, I feel like my answer to the problems that I'm having is not in, sex. It's not in meaningless chit chat. It's not in ranking boys on hotness based on what they look like. Yet, I found myself getting on there a few nights ago because I was lonely. And loneliness, I think, is one of the biggest driving factors in my addictive personality, with things such as, social media and sex apps and things like that. I tend to make bad decisions when I feel really alone. So I got on Grindr, and getting on Grindr only worsened things, because suddenly I was also getting back on Twitter, and I made a separate new account for that. And then I was getting on Snapchat, which I made another new account for, so basically all my friends and stuff wouldn't know that I was getting back on. I didn't want them to know that, hey, I said I was going to take a 6-month break, and here I am, back online in just over a month because I couldn't do it because I have a problem. So I thought I would keep it a secret. And I was also wanting to make money off of it. And by that, I began contemplating doing like a premium Snapchat, which I've kind of done before, but this was going to be a little bit more sexually explicit. And I was also going to use the Twitter platform for that. And basically what I was looking for was like a solution to my financial woes, which really aren't that bad. I've managed thus far, but it's been tight. And I thought, getting on these apps, sorry, if you hear stuff in the background, it's my cat. I don't know what to do with her. If I put her in the room, she starts meowing her head off. And if I, put her elsewhere, she just makes a lot of ruckus. So please don't mind her. But anyway, I thought I would do like a side hustle. I was basically going to be kind of like a sex worker. But I wasn't going to have sex with people. I thought it would just be more like solo action, pictures, little videos, and hopefully clients that wanted to spoil me, which, first of all, I want to say no judgment to anyone that does that. If you do that, that's totally all right. I just know for me, I kind of do it for the wrong reasons, and I've never felt good about it for myself. So I got on these sugar dating websites, which I have been on before. A little over a year ago, I was on them, and I was talking to people, and I would get close to setting up an arrangement, and then something would make me chicken out. I don't know what it was, but there was always a voice in my head that said, this isn't going to make you happy. And that voice always stays in my head, but sometimes I manage to keep her quiet. In these last couple of days, I thought I was doing a pretty good job. I was like, I can get back on social media. I don't have that big of a problem, and I'm only going to do it for a few months, just so I can, take care of my rent, and then maybe move out on my own, and find a smaller place where I don't have to worry about money so much, and then I can get rid of that business. I was just making up all these excuses to justify my relapsing. And I decided to tell my sister about it last night, and we had a pretty good discussion, and I think the discussion that we had was what opened up my eyes to the fact that I was just relapsing. I wasn't in a good state of mind when I made these decisions, and I'm disappointed, but I'm also proud of the fact that I was today able to recognize what it was I was doing. So unfortunately, I'm starting my cleanse and everything all over again. I can't say I've been sober completely, but this is a journey, so it's not like there is a destination in sight. It's just something that I probably will go through for the majority of my life. But the point of this video was kind of to talk about addiction and recognizing that you might have an addictive personality and learning how to, I guess, cope with it. I have had an addictive personality for almost as long as I can remember, but I will want to say roughly around the age of like 12. That's when technology became more popular, widespread. Nintendo, I was getting that, and PlayStation, I had that, around that age, and first it started out with just gaming, and then it started out with, or after gaming was the internet, and then it was like online gaming and interacting with people, and also becoming a person that I wasn't. Like, I did a lot of, I hate to use the word catfishing, but I think that would be the best way to describe it. I often pretended I was someone else when I was younger on the internet because, for whatever reason, being someone other than who I was more exciting. And then after the internet, it was social media around high school. And then rather than, like, I guess, catfishing per se, I was still pretending to be someone I wasn't. And I don't think it's necessarily because I'm unhappy with the person I was born as. It's just I don't like the problems that I have, and I don't like dealing with them, and I don't like people knowing that I have so many problems. I put up a pretty decent front, but I've learned transparency kind of gets you farther, and it makes you feel a little less alone. So, like I said, social media, and I didn't even realize I had an addiction to social media until this year. And porn, I don't like saying that out loud. If any family members are watching this, I'm sorry, but porn was another thing I became hooked on at actually a pretty young age, and I didn't realize that was an addiction until I watched some video about that. And that was one of the things I decided to quit. When I quit social media, I was like, I'm not watching porn. I'm not going to masturbate for a while, because I wanted to do that whole, if you've heard of it, no fap. And it was basically to reset the neural pathways in my brain and change my sexual energy. And I relapsed on that as well, because when I started getting into the idea of doing like sex work, let's just say I took a nosedive off the deep end and found myself watching that kind of stuff again. And I also decided I was going to stop drinking. And I held true to that for a whopping 2 weeks. And then went to like a little kickback thing with some friends and started drinking again. And that whole weekend I drank that day, and I drank on Sunday. I just, like I said, I have an addictive personality, and a lot of it just stems from my own unhappiness in life. I'm still trying to figure out what it is I can do to be happier and work on those issues, but it has been an immensely tough journey, and I'm still trying to figure out how to cope with loneliness without, resulting in adopting bad vices. But anyway, I'm just kind of rambling now and getting a little scatterbrained. The whole point of this was just to let you know how it is I'm doing, how this journey has been going, and hopefully make any of you out there that need to hear this message a little bit more comforted. Or if you're going through the same situation, hopefully you don't feel as alone. Addiction is tough. It's very, very, very tough. It is very consuming, and I didn't realize how tough it was until this last week. I thought I could just do it cold turkey and I would be completely fine. But at least I am able to recognize the fact that I am relapsing, and I know what it is I can do to fix that. And who knows, it might happen a few more times. I might, in another few weeks or a month or so, get on and say, oh, look, I can do it again. And maybe this time it'll be shorter. Maybe I'll nip it in the bud right then and there. But all I know is that this journey will be good for me, and it will be very learning. Hopefully I'll come out a better person. So thank you guys for listening to the video. I know it's a little long, but I kind of had a lot to say, and hopefully I'll be doing another update relatively soon. The Twitter and the Snapchat that I made have been deleted, and yeah, I'm I'm getting there. And to anyone else out there who's getting there, good job. Kudos to you. I really hope this journey goes well for you. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Thank you for listening, and till next time.